Thank you so much for having me today. So I'm actually a recovering lawyer, and I've worked in pretty diverse industries from energy to tech and now investing. And I think what's consistent across all my experiences is that I've primarily worked for US companies across their Asia Pacific operations and helping them to find strategic opportunities while simultaneously de-risking. And that's obviously been very useful in the investing journey as well. So I think the speed of execution of change is extraordinary, particularly when you take into account the legal tech industry. So I'll use one of the more prominent AI tech startups called Harvey. So Harvey is really like the poster child for how Gen AI is going to impact professional services. And Harvey only started in 2022 and it's now at an $11 billion valuation, situated doing pilots or being deployed in multiple Fortune 50 companies as well as multinational like law firms. This is an extraordinary pace of change because the way that the modern law firm structure works, frankly speaking, has not changed since the Industrial Revolution. So investing is actually really in my family's blood, but what I've chosen to do is to do angel investing as my own personal journey. And the reason for that really is because I like the very personal aspect of angel investing. You are working with very motivated, very idealistic founders very early in their journey. And I think that also tracks a little bit of my own learning journey. One of my investing heroes is actually also an ex-lawyer, it's Charlie Munger. And I think that transition from being a legal counsel and being an advisor to being an investor and hopefully a strategic partner for the founders, there's a lot of synergy, but there's also a lot to learn there. I think that what is less a change but more a refinement of my investing approach. There are a lot of different types of ways to be an angel investor, and one, for example, can be a silent cheerleader, very passive, but monitoring how the startup is doing. I've tried that and I've realized that that is not really my cup of tea. There's no right or wrong answer here. It really tracks in with what your personal preferences are and frankly speaking what your strengths are and what you can bring to the table apart from the check for founders in specific industries or when they're trying to achieve certain milestones. So that's a little bit of my journey, more a refinement in terms of what type of investor I want to be rather than a wholesale change. So if I could use one word to describe, it would be discipline. And the reason for that is because there are so many interesting startups and just so many good founders out there. It is actually not possible to fund all of them the way that I want to be involved in the startups. So it really requires me being extremely disciplined about what aspects, what verticals I want to be invested in. And like I said, I keep going back to what does being a strategic investor mean, what I bring to the table apart from the check. So I'm actually born and raised in Singapore, and I think one of the really important things about being with this kind of background is to avoid making certain assumptions. Asia Pacific is a very diverse region, and I think there are different operational cultures and challenges across the different markets in Asia Pacific. And making assumptions that only hold true in Singapore would be actually very precarious for investors. Yes, and also I think what has been very fortunate for me, I think, is just being able to operate at a level where I've been involved in a lot of strategic opportunities and also in board governance and board deliberations. And what that has helped me really is to understand, right, that the role of the board, similar to the role of hopefully a mentoring investor, is that you need to keep both eyes on the revenue as it is today or the growth as it is today and the growth as it looks like tomorrow. For all companies, becoming relevant is very difficult, but actually staying relevant in some ways could be even harder. I would say that being part of the ARC is probably the best part for me personally of being part of the AngelCentral community. Nobody knows everything. And so just having an opportunity for very thoughtful debate and to hear from other people and actually to confront blind spots that one may not even know one has is a great way to improve as an investor. So I've done CPG, I've done health tech, and I've done biotech. And the short answer to the second question is definitely because we live in an age of information abundance. And if you're going to put money into an area, a startup operating in a certain area, there has to be a certain baseline understanding of what problem the startup is trying to solve. And to me, like not doing any research and not understanding the industry and putting money in is not called investing, it's called speculating. I think it's the constant learning, because every time you interact with a new startup that has a new problem set they're trying to solve, every time you confront a new industry or you meet new investors, you meet new founders, you learn something throughout all of that. And so this constant learning journey is actually very fun for me. So I think take the time to understand, first of all, what angel investing is, and secondly, what kind of investor are you? Because as I mentioned, there are so many opportunities out there. So the key is not to take every opportunity that comes, or to suffer from some kind of analysis paralysis and not be able to take any opportunity at all. It's actually to understand how you want to invest and what's the system you're going to develop to help you invest. So take that time, before making that first investment. I'm on LinkedIn, so happy for anybody to reach out at all times.